Hello, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kelly Siefkin. I'm the Director of Development for the College of Continuing Education, as well as the Alumni Association. And I'm joined today by Dean Murphy, who's going to give us some great updates about what's happening in the College of Continuing Education. How are you, Dean Murphy?
I'm good, Kelly. I'm still wishing we were in person and we were gathering together, but all things considered, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
I'm glad. Well, our supporters have continued to express appreciation for these updates because they can't come to campus and see what's going on. So thanks for doing these virtually.
Thank you for hosting.
Of course. A couple of questions that folks are asking and I'd love to propose to you. The first is, how'd last year go? Would you be able to share some highlights of 2020?
Yes. So I will always start with 2020 was crazy in so many ways, right? A lot of highs and a lot of lows and a lot of space in between. But it was still an exciting year. And when I look back, I even look back at the things we didn't get done, but when I look at the things that we were able to achieve and the things we did do, I just remain incredibly proud and incredibly grateful to all of you and to all of our learners and to all of my colleagues here at the institution. So a couple of things that really jump out for me is Give Sac State Day. This was our first time participating as a college and having the infrastructure set up for the College of Continuing Education to receive philanthropic dollars. And so thank you to you, Kelly, for getting that all set up and to your team. But we received gifts of all sizes and they all matter in making a difference. We also had 4 people join the Dean Circle, and that's incredible because those unrestricted funds really let us respond very quickly to things. And especially during the pandemic and the uncertain times of moving to virtual instruction and virtual operations, it really allowed us to quickly respond to student needs. A couple of other exciting things really relate to first responders. Our paramedic and our EMT program, we were able to continue offering some of that this summer and fall, really based on the need for first responders in the community. And I think there was something interesting about the learning in that, because these are professionals that need to practice the correct safety procedures out there in the community and taking care of our folks right now. And they were able to learn in that kind of setting. We did also the faculty did get, really creative with what we could put online and could do distance-based, but being able to continue that program puts more first responders out into the community. We're super excited for that. Also for first responders, we were able to join together with other CSUs in courses for causes. These are some individualized and certificate programs that are offered free for those that serve as first responders. And Kelly, I'm sure we'd be happy to get a link out there for folks.
Absolutely.
You could check that out and spread the word. And then I think really finally the year wrapped up with one of the most exciting things. And what that was the scholarships that we were able to award to adult learners. Because again, this was the first time we got to do that. We were able to identify 6 individuals in undergraduate degree completion programs, and each of them were awarded $1,000 each across different programs. And it just made such a world of difference to these adults. It's not only the financial contribution to offset education and books and just the cost of going to school, but that reinforcement of belief in what they're doing and that energy coming from us. And again, that faith and belief that we can extend to them. It's just such an important part to just an important thing to be a part of. And so, we can't do that without you. So we're so grateful for all of our donors to help us make that happen.
That is incredibly exciting and something to be really proud of. I know you've done a ton of work on programmatic side. To be able to expand philanthropy to be part of the College of Continuing Education is really exciting. So thank you to all of our viewers for making those things possible in 2020. Help us maybe keep going in 2021, which is a great transition because somebody asked me, well, what are the plans for 2021?
Oh, well, part of me wants to just pull out my 2020 plans and just change the top of the calendar to 2021. Because there's that much that I didn't get done. But in all seriousness, I'm excited about some of the things we get to do in 2021. One of those is really around youth programming. In in 2020, the Academic Talent Search Group joined the College of Continuing Education, and they've been offering educational programming to middle school youth for almost 40 years in our community. And so they were joining CCE so that we could all figure out how do we continue access for youth of all ages. The College of Continuing Education has been doing programming called Summer Academies for high school students. And so we really saw how joining forces, we could really move the scale forward for youth in our communities. I mean, unfortunately with COVID, we couldn't offer the, over 96 courses that Academic Talent Search generally offers. But we were able to work with the faculty to pivot and offer at least 10 courses online this summer, several sections of it. And one of the things we had to put on hold was really to do a feasibility study and a market need in the region. We're able to pick that back up now this year. And so we'll be doing that study to see what's really needed and what also goes beyond summer. Our youth have spring breaks, they have February breaks, they have winter breaks, and we have a lot of schools in the region that are year round. And so their schedules are different. So I think we really want to open up our thinking as a part of the university as how we can serve this whole pipeline of youth and give them the exposure to the university and also some applied academic programming. So we're super excited about that.
That's fantastic.
We're also really excited about the work that we've been doing with what's called the CARES program on the university. So I know there's a lot out there about the federal funding for CARES coming to cities and counties and states, but at Sac State, we have a crisis assistance and resource education and support program, and that acronym is CARES. It provides basic needs and emergency needs for students in undergraduate programs. Sometimes our adult learners, and not just sometimes, actually frequently, the adult learners in our program don't meet the criteria for those basic needs. So Kelly, thank you so much. In working with you and the CARES office here at Sac State, we've been able to figure out how we can use funding to provide these types of services to adult learners. Because, a car repair bill, a loss of job, not being able to meet your rent one time, or just an unexpected expense doesn't just happen to you when you're within the age group of 18 to 24 and then on a traditional pathway. That can stop anyone in their path to educational progression and attainment. So we're excited about being able to use the funding from the Dean's Innovation Fund and direct those resources to the CARES program. And then finally, I think some of the other stuff I'm excited about, which will carry us through the end of the year, is all the new programming that we're looking at, the partnerships. So it's working with Impact Foundry on the nonprofit sector and what are the skills for the folks in the nonprofit sector, because 1 in 4 jobs in the Sacramento region is in the nonprofit sector. And oftentimes we just think like, should I work in private sector or government sector? Hey, nonprofit sector, it's real. So we're working with them on that. We're working with the Carlson Center, which is on entrepreneurship and innovation and looking at programming for that. How do we make sure what's getting built for our youth and our traditional students can be expanded to the community and adult learners? We're looking at programming that really ties into social justice and not just implicit bias training, but how do we as organizations and employers audit our own policies and practices? How do we do better in so many ways? So we're looking at that, and then just continuing to look at other opportunities where there are jobs for people to reskill, retool, or skill up. Cybersecurity is just a necessary skill set for so many organizations and institutions. And so there's a big statewide effort that we're joining a part of to build that out for adult learners as well. So I'm super excited about that building part and being able to offer new programming to those who need it the most.
You sound like you're going to be quite busy in 2021.
We plan on it.
We're going to send you all kinds of support and encouragement as you launch all those huge, exciting tasks and priorities. And I always want to leave our viewers with ideas on how they can get involved. So if any of the programs that Dean Murphy mentioned earlier were of interest, either you or somebody else, always refer somebody. Lifelong learning is all year life long. So there is an opportunity for people to come back and either finish their degree or get a certificate or enroll their youth in a program. There's so many ways to do that. I also want to invite everyone to mark their calendars for March 16th. Sacramento State has a really exciting campaign that we're going to launch, and we'd love for you to be part of it. I'll include that in the notes below the video as well. As always, follow us on social. Ask these questions. Let Dean Murphy or I know if you're curious about what's going on at the university, and we'll include some information on our next update. And then I love that you shared the information about Give Sac State Day in the very beginning. That's actually coming up this spring. It's April 23rd and 24th. We'll make sure that we connect with all of our supporters before then and let them know how they can get involved, because your point rang very true. Gifts of all sizes make a tremendous impact for anybody wanting to continue their education. So I thank you so much for your time today. Anything else you want to share with our viewers?
Well, we miss you. We want you to stay engaged. We want to be engaged with you, but I think most important is just to continue to be safe, be well, practice self-care, professional growth, family time, and being thankful and being hopeful for the future.
That's a great tip. Well, we wish you all the best. And how about we end it, you, me, Herky in the background with the little stingers up?
Absolutely. Stingers up.